is Master Chief, Sierra 117, reporting from UNSC High Command. You're now tuned in to Immaculate Connection. Lock and load, and finish the fight. Chief out.
Real life callouts.
Real life callouts, hosted by Savant and Goodbarz. How you doing today, bro?
Man, we on podcast fire. We on podcast fire right now.
Yeah, you already know. We already know.
I never thought that we were going to have all these amazing and fun interactive networks. I'm going to say I'm really enjoying it.
Yes, we got everything going on right now. We got real life callouts. We got ICG, Immaculate Connection Gaming. And we also got the new and found podcast, the Metal Honeys.
I'm really excited.
Yo, shout out to them.
Yeah, congratulations. If you guys don't know, the Heavy Metal Honeys podcast is now out. So
It's out and live. Shout out to One Shot the Network. As you can see, they right here. And we in the place to be, man. And I'm not happy, bro. I'm not happy about anything that's going on.
I want to be able. Oh God, I never thought I'd be sitting here after 2 decades of Halo.
Yes.
I mean, I was even that guy. I bought the top-down Halo mini
Wars.
games.
Yeah.
No, I even got like Spartan Assault.
Oh yeah, the mini games. Yeah.
I think the only game that I've never played is the arcade one that you sit inside.
I've never played that one.
You know
I've
what
never
I'm
got.
talking
Yeah,
about?
I know what you're talking.
We're gonna put it right here on the screen right now.
There it is. Okay, all right. I remember that. I never played it, but I remember seeing it. I never played it though.
But because I don't know where we'd find an arcade. I grew up with arcades.
Yes,
because I'm old,
yes,
and you had arcades.
Yeah, I did.
But there's not. I don't know where you'd fit one of those things.
They're huge, bro. And I remember back in those times, back in I think 2001, Halo came out, bro. Like my first experience with Halo was I was at a library, bro, and I had an AOL CD disc that gave you internet for just an hour, just 1 hour. And I used to come after school. I used to go to the library. It was right down the street from the house, right down the street from where my mom lived. And I loved this library because the librarian was very nice. She let me play it on the blank computer that nobody else used, and no one else used it because I was downloading games, wilding out, doing wild shit.
I think she knew. I think she was fond of you.
Yeah, I think she liked me. She saw me every day. She saw me every day, and I was a young kid.
It's like this guy needs his own energy. This guy needs his own area.
So she gave me this one computer, bro, and I remember grabbing this CD from this kid. Shout out to my man Garrett, man. He gave me Halo Combat Evolved. It wasn't for Xbox. It wasn't out yet. It was for PC, and it was my very first experience having.
I don't even think it was good, to be honest with you. You guys can put in the comments. I don't think it was called Combat Evolved yet on
I don't
PC.
think it was just Halo.
I think it was Combat Evolved when it came to the console.
Yes, yeah. It was just
Halo historians of all types. Please put that in the comments if you know the real answer to that. I don't want to stop the program to Google it. Sure.
Yeah, no, most definitely. I
could be wrong about that.
I think it was Halo or Halo Combat Evolved, and they have another version that was created by Gearbox, which I don't.
Well, Halo. I mean, a lot of people don't know that, but Halo was originally designed to be like a real-time strategy.
Really, I didn't know that. I didn't know that about Halo. But that's why it was a PC game first, right?
Yeah. Fans of Command and Conquer will understand units that go inside of units, and I think that's when it Again, here I go. But I believe, as legend has it, that Halo was originally a top-down, and I think that's
RTS, right?
I think that's why. Again, if you want to crush me in the comments, have at it. But I believe
that's amazing.
As legend has it, that's what made it an easy transition to some of the other like top-down Halo titles. But I mean, you could twist.
Oh yeah, like Halo Wars and Halo
Spartan Assault.
Yeah, Spartan Assault. I haven't played Spartan Assault. I'm gonna check.
You should.
I'm gonna check it out. I haven't played it. I haven't dealt with it. I'm gonna see what's good with it because
I try
like
to do everything Halo. As you know,
Yeah,
I think next time on the podcast I'm gonna bring my energy sword. I have a real energy sword.
He does. He really does. And you have a really dope cardboard pistol that I like.
Yes. Shout out to XC.
Shout out to XC, man.
Index Commander. If you didn't know, XC is in the Immaculate Connection. He's in our Index, our Forge Commander unit. He makes the tryout map. He makes all the maps that we play on Custom Game Night. And we'll be talking shit about Halo Infinite and Forge a little bit later. It's for you, XC. But hopefully we see that come to the title really quick. And I know it seems like a gloomy day. It seems like we're going to segue into holy hell. But you guys got to keep in mind, we are rooting for the Master Chief. We are rooting for the title. We are rooting for video games. And we are rooting for humanity.
Yes.
Anyways, XC, shout out to him. He's made me, in the past, he's made me like actual Halo gear that is made out of like paper and cardboard that actually works. I have a Halo CE pistol, and the clip comes out of it. It can fully, it operates.
Like a real joint.
Just moving parts to it. And it's all like drawn and folded.
I seen the design on it too. He put a design on it.
It's beautiful.
Yeah,
it's beautiful. I'll bring it on the program, and then for those of you that watch the program, you'll be able to see it, and maybe that'll be the image.
Yes.
To one of the episodes, I'll take a picture and put it up there.
Yeah.
It's really dope. I got that, a Warthog.
Made a cover.
An ODST. All of our ICG.
The Warhawk you could see on ICG. The Warhawk, you made a skit on it.
Okay.
Yeah.
So go to the Immaculate Connection social media and Facebook page. If you scroll down enough times, you'll actually get to see one of the handmade Warthogs that was custom made by XC. It's
amazing, man.
Something I definitely would take me a lot of time to figure out. Anyway, so we've gone down the rabbit hole. It's been 10 years.
10 years.
At least
10 years, man.
Building a community, and another 10 years. That's 20 together playing Halo.
Yes. And they did us like this.
Yeah, we are rooting for them.
We're rooting for them. It's just, for me, bro, I think right now, the way it stands, Halo has a lot of work to do. They have to fit.
All right, originally I was going to come on here and eat them up. But where do you think that starts? Like, what's your experience so far? How would you, because, weeks ago when the game was released,
yes,
I had said some things online that people were kind of upset with Immaculate Connection gaming in the Halo groups, even on the Halo site, because we were lobbying, we were fighting for more traditional, predictable Halo release features.
Yes.
There's never been a game in Halo history that has been released. And unequivocally, I want to say, as it stands right now, Halo 5 is my favorite Halo game that has ever been released, because I'm a fan of the campaign. While I'm a fan of the lore, I play the game because of the Xbox multiplayer community. So I play to play with my friends, and I have never ever seen a Halo title that you've been able to fire up and you couldn't play with friends.
And I agree.
So before we even get into anything we like or dislike about this stupid game, the very first thing we need to know here is that I don't care about playlists or gun types or fashion icons and kitty cat ears and everything else. Before we go down the rabbit hole and talk about what they debate about on the internet.
Yes.
Before we talk about competitive gamers, versus the fashion gamers versus the casual and general population gamers, before we line out the menu of what we all predicted this game to be, let's name one thing it isn't and one thing it should be regardless. It should be, we've had the technology in gaming to lobby up with your friends seamlessly. The coolest thing about Halo, forget the sounds and the music and the characters. The coolest thing about this title or any other video game, in my opinion, is the ability to go online seamlessly. You pay for the Game Pass, and you pay for the gold, and you pay for the rechargeable batteries, and you pay for the Xbox. Just to have an Xbox is like $1,000. Then you got to get the headset, and then you got to get you got to have the wires and the HDMI, and you got to have the special TV and the glasses and then you got to have the stand, and if you want to stream, you got to have the game card and a laptop, and you have to invest $5,000 dollars to play this video game, and you can't lobby up with your own friends and play it.
You can't do BTB. You guys can't do BTB. Really?
This is after you guys advertised. Remember, let's go back 8 months ago. This game is supposed to be, you can put it up right there too. This game is supposed to be bigger than Halo 4 and 5 combined.
Yeah, they say
and
that.
Since it's been released, I've seen all types of energy towards soda products. Yes. And I've seen cookie crisp. And I've seen cookie crumbles. And cookie puss. Enough!
Listen to 343, please.
The one thing you should be able to do in this video game is press the power button, go into a lobby, start a party, invite your friends on the Xbox Live Network, and play a game.
Bro,
this has been a fashion show.
It's been a fashion show.
It's been reality TV.
It's been reality TV.
It's been anything but gaming.
Soap operas.
We've done everything. We've debated. We've argued. We've hashtagged. We've hashed it out. Hash browns. Jesus Christ, man.
Let's go. Let's go.
I'm just hungry.
Yo,
it's been a long day.
And bro, what is really, really heartbreaking for me is the fact that they tried to apologize. They tried to apologize.
You can't try to apologize.
You tried to apologize.
No, there's two things. There's apologizing, then I'm saying I'm sorry.
Exactly. They tried. They tried to apologize.
Hash browns, I'm sorry.
Let me get my gift card. And they said all they talked about, and I watched this with one of the head devs and with the head community.
Man, he's head over heels. He needs to cut the shit with all that.
Unicheck's not the head community leader anymore.
So he's on parole?
He's on parole.
What's his deal? What did he do?
He's not editing no more.
Well, you know what?
You haven't seen him. Have you seen Unicheck?
No, but I know he failed the urine test and had to go back to R&D.
He said he.
That's all I know, because that is on something.
Yo,
Hash browns, he's on something.
Can we replace the hashtag with hash browns? Can we do that?
Of course we can.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
You can do anything you want on the internet. Look, Halo's proving it.
Yeah, they are. They telling us a broken game.
Yep. And then I love that peppermint patty stupid armor coating. You mother. You can't play with your friends, but you can ask people for money. That's why I told you, mother. Before you ask the fans, before you guys go online like you do every day on Facebook and start begging people for money. We own a couple companies.
Yes, we do.
We've never gone online and begged for people's mother. Goddamn Halo up there begging people for money for that Mr. Patty Perfect holiday version peppermint patty armor coating. Get the out of here. And then they're like, okay, well, and I'm not going to say a certain somebody, but if I didn't raise you that way, you better take them damn cat ears off. Now you know I didn't raise you like that. No, I love you, man. Sometimes you got to have a talk with you. My kids are wearing the cat ears.
I know.
You know how this hurts people. I'm hurt.
And it's the first thing you see in the store. It's funny too because it's the first thing that was up. And that's the only thing that's working in Halo is the store.
You know what they should have in the store?
What's that?
A playable version of BTB.
I'm with that.
So how about this? The next microtransaction that 343 comes out with. You guys have catered to the cosmetic community. We appreciate that. We've seen the other competitive stuff in the Pro League and all the stickers and bumper stickers and adhesives and everything else. You guys have done a great job at that. Mm-hmm. But now, for the multiplayer community, the next microtransaction, hopefully this weekend, is going to be we can all buy a playable version
of BTB.
Of
Yeah, I'm with that. I will buy that. Because everyone's given up already. All the gamers have given up. And they're saying microtransactions.
This is now. If you guys go watch
I'm not trying to give up.
If you guys go watch our episode on Cyberpunk, this episode will have more in it than that one.
Oh man, yo!
I've never said this many times when talking about a video game.
No, not at all, bro. And I'm sorry.
And there's a deeper issue here.
I'm sorry to say it. Oh, it's way deeper. It's way deeper.
This doesn't have to do with gaming.
Not at all.
This has to do with your behavior on the internet.
Yep.
And we're gonna get to that.
Yes, definitely.
But 343, you're never going to be able to slide out of this one. Until we're able to play the video game with friends, you have ruined this party. You have to understand. It's like when I talk to these are grown folks. We play, if y'all didn't know, playing with ICG, you can play with Immaculate Connection every Wednesday and every Friday.
Yes.
We have we're supposed to have, because we're a large community. And that's why we're on Halo. Yeah. That's why we celebrate Halo, because
we're a Halo-based community.
Right, because we're a Halo-based community, and it used to be able to facilitate and house gaming communities.
Yes.
This was
it was built for gaming communities.
Right.
They built the
tradition of Halo.
The tradition of it, yes.
Yeah. So I mean, but now when we go into the community and we get in the lobby up, the first 15 minutes, it's like going to a battered wives meeting
with a therapist in the middle.
We all sit around, a bunch of middle-aged guys, and we talk about how we've been abused by this video game and how we really believe that even though it hits us, that it still loves us.
No.
And I'm starting to think, as much as I'm rooting for this game, we all sitting in a circle, and it's like, damn, man.
Yeah.
Just like a battered wife, man. You really know deep in your heart you should leave this.
You shouldn't be with him. You need to get the step in.
Apparently, there's been a bunch of feedback and retort online, and multiple promises being made.
Well,
and every
like
time we bring it up, like a battered wife, we tend to extract the very rare few moments that our safety could be measured.
Yeah, I would like to talk something good about it.
It's too unpredictable. Every time we get home, it's too unpredictable.
Yes, and then you can't practice.
You never know who you're going to meet when you're walking in through the door. Peppermint Patty.
Cat
unit check. Nobody's in the same position. Everybody, as soon as something goes wrong, somebody leaves the department and goes to another department.
Castle War Quinn Fistus.
But great jobs are made up. Like when they talk about, I always tell people there's no music industry, right?
Yes.
Because an industry is made up by lots of different companies and departments that come together and they unify and they speak the same language to make a whole.
Yep. In harmony. In perfect harmony. Mm-hmm.
If you think about the pharmaceutical industry, you think about a whole bunch of drugs.
Yeah. Period. Just like that.
And then you'll find
Scribs, Scribs.
Right, and then you'll find out that, farming and other
Advil, all
parts of economics work similar. Mm-hmm. But, a corporation, for that matter, has shareholders, and then, it's broken up into departments,
Yes.
And like when they're building a car, as we've talked about before on this program, a car is made up of many parts, parts of which are developed and maintained.
One guy for the windshields, one guy for the brakes, one guy for the wheels.
They all come from different departments, and they come together to make this rolling cool thing that you put your babies in and trust people that drive down the highway.
Yeah.
Think about that. You got to put a baby in a car, so you got to really have some trust.
Yeah, definitely some trust.
In your consumer base, your consumers have to trust that they're going to be able to put their family in it and go from point A to point B. Mm-hmm. That's the responsibility of making a great product.
Yes, I agree.
Is making a predictable product. When you open up cornflakes, there's not going to be a razor blade.
No.
Somewhere in there.
No, not at all.
And they advertise that, it has some sort of nutrition value. Mm-hmm. And you count on that. So when you're giving your child baby food, or you're bringing your grandmother her favorite home cooked meal, that predictably, as long as you followed the instructions, everyone is going to be relatively safe.
The right ingredients, the right cooking temperature. Everyone's going to be make sure that this is safe.
The best products you can buy in the world are predictable.
Yeah, definitely.
This product is the opposite of that. This is not something, because I'm going to explain to you. People want to get better at Halo.
Yes.
Right? So you need to make a product where the guns and the equipment in the game are predictable.
Yes.
If they're predictable, then people can learn it.
Yep.
Okay? If we can practice it,
it gets better.
We can get better at it. And then when we team up with each other in a multiplayer experience,
we can work together.
We can really work on embellishing and enriching a new quality to the game that it couldn't have unless we were able to lobby up in a multiplayer experience.
Yes.
So basically, by you playing with your friends, by you having gaming communities, by you playing with your friends, it heightens the game experience. It heightens the role play, the RP.
Yes. Yes. Yep. It stimulates you more.
It's more stimulating when you can get on the battlefield with friends, write a playbook, make predictions, make plans for the match, however you're going to get the flag or protect the base, for instance, okay? Don't be simple-minded. Very simple lines to draw here.
Yeah, of course.
Lobbying up seamlessly and being able to communicate. Headphones cost $100 free.
Yeah, you should be able to talk to me, and I should be able to talk to you, and we be able to create, like you said, our houses like we have Barricade, Onslaught. We should be able to put these things together, communicate. We have another thing that we do. We like to have it called a spear. That spear leads that party, and if you guys join up on us on ICG this Friday and Wednesday also, join up. You can see how we run a party and why we need these experiences.
Well, with 21 people on the battlefield,
oh my God.
you have to think about it as it went from 16 to 21, which builds a new feature in multiplayer gaming. Now that parties are bigger, players in communities like Immaculate Connection have had to rework their call out structures, because now you've got 4 more people in the party.
Yes, you do.
So what might have been a little bit of chatter before, if you get somebody talking about what they did on the weekend, or you're not following the call outs or what's going on, it's harder to call plays because there's more people in it.
Yes.
Folks got to understand that that's part of the skill level. That's part of the satisfaction of playing.
Yes.
As a big multiplayer team.
Yeah.
That is part of it, is having those communication channels and having that language and having those blueprints to go back with and know without so much chatter what your team's doing and what the overall goal during the match is going to be. It makes it definable. If you have a bunch of people just yelling in a microphone, you guys have been in Xbox Live parties, like that's no fun.
That's no fun at all.
You know what I'm saying?
You don't want to make it toxic like that.
So like what there are players, and not everybody's like that. Some people that like to scream, go ahead and scream. But if you're in an organized community like Halo, most of our people in our Halo based community, are at least 17 and up.
Yeah.
So you have really mature. You have a really mature audience, and most of the guys and girls that come and play on, we have women and men.
Yes.
A lot of women and men that come on and play in our community have kids.
Salute y'all.
So there's a certain language, there's a certain respect. There are gamers still out there that very much want to get home from work. They've set aside their time to play and shop and play and shop and shop some more, because now there's less playing of the game and more shopping. If we didn't have enough malls with Facebook and Instagram, now we're going to have a mall on Xbox.
I know, bro. I know.
That's all we do now is shop for digital sneakers and silly socks and cat ears and
Do you feel like microtransactions is ruining gaming?
I do feel like microtransaction is ruining gaming if it comes or takes priority over releasing predictable things that people like. So what I'm saying is, if you're going to bring in new guns, don't have them replace guns that people like.
I agree with that.
Add them if you're going to add them. Don't take
open that sandbox.
Don't take away playlists that people know and love and predictably have been successful in your most successful multiplayer game to date, Halo 5. So if Halo 5 worked well, and
Halo
if you talk to 343 about Halo 5, they tell you how well it worked, then why aren't you taking a page out of the book?
Yeah.
People know and love the shoddy. Don't take it out. Don't replace it. Add that stupid the bulldog. Add it in that fake ass scatter shot. Add it.
The heat wave.
But you need to be able, the heat wave. You need to be able to, so if you guys didn't know, the plasma pistol, the code word for that in ICG is called the green gun. Mm-hmm. The green gun, predictably, as we talked about, before, it stops. Mm-hmm. It stops vehicles. Yes. So we call that the green gun. The green gun should be predictably good. But then you had to replace the carbine. Honestly, it's a legacy weapon. It's a legacy Sang-Healy weapon of death. It's a Sang-Healy weapon of righteousness. Cam's over there in the vestibule. In the mezzanine. Agreeing with me. I'm serious. It's the Sang-Healy legend. It gets the William Savant golden seal. You see what I did there? It gets the golden seal of approval. And there's only a few times when I give the golden seal. I have to say it like that too. It ain't gold. Yeah. And I'll tell you,
that's what gold sounds like.
Well, if you talk about Xbox gold, not everything that glitters is gold. You replaced the carbine with ice cream gun. How could you replace the Sang-Healy legendary weapon with the Sherbert ice cream gun? You
baby blue balls of ice cream. That's what
baby blue shoots baby blue balls of ice cream. The green gun has always been the green gun. Predictably an ice creamy kind of gun.
Well, and
then you bring in the ice cream gun.
They literally bring an ice cream gun.
It's like balls of cotton candy flying at you. It's the most. I don't even like that sound.
It sucks.
I'm a sound designer, and that upsets the shit out of me. I couldn't think of anything. They did that. That's a meme. They memed me, the 80s guy. Yep. Thanks a lot. Because you know damn well that I had people like Duke Nukem in my life, and they had layers upon layers of boobs and explosions. I want boobs and explosions.
343, you better listen.
I don't want ice cream.
No, man. No, not at all. So I agree with you, bro. I think microtransactions. I
had a moment there, but
no, you got it's that, just bro. I agree with you.
Okay, the fashion show. Look, when I was younger, my son sat me down one day, and I was like, "What do you?" I said, "Let's start the game."
Yeah.
And he's like, "Oh, hold on, I gotta change my sneakers." I said, "Pardon me?" I thought he meant in real life. I said, "Well, hurry up. Game's gonna start." We boys.
Yeah. You chill.
I said, "Give the man a minute."
Yeah.
I'm sitting there. He ain't doing nothing. He's sitting in a chair. I said, "Well, hurry up. Go change the sneakers." He turned around at me. He said, "That's what I'm doing." And I looked. He had the controller in his hand. And I said, "What the fuck is this kid talking about?" And I'm looking. We were playing Halo 3. And he looks up. And I notice he's changing the guy. He's changing the shoes on the Spartan. And he's doing kneecaps and everything else. I said, "What the fuck are you doing?" And he said, "This is the new thing, Dad." He goes, you don't know, man. You're old, man. You don't really realize the new thing now in gaming is how you look in games." I said, "What the f*** are you talking about?" I said, "The whole reason of me playing video games is so I don't have to look like anything.
Yeah, I don't have to look like nothing." Yeah,
I said, I've been trying to explain to this that I'm middle-aged and brown and how video games is good for me not to be me. This is an upgrade for me. Let me please not be me.
Yeah, let me go into my own world.
I've been in trouble for me being me my entire life. I play video games so I don't have to worry about it. And speaking of customizations and Forge, I think Excite Bike had more customizations than Forge did in its infancy.
Yo, Excite Bike was tough. Excite Bike was tough. They had the hills and everything.
Bike had a Forge upon release.
Look,
and Halo
there it go right there.
That's a good old day. Look, that's nostalgia. So After this kid, no, listen, I love this kid, man. He's a cool kid, and he's taught me a lot about video games. This kid's taught me a lot about Halo, actually.
He's an incredible gamer, bro.
He's way better than I'm ever
going to.
He's been beating me up in the game since he was 12 years old. You guys can go ask him for 1v1s if you want to.
You better not do that.
Shout out to Erie and 10 for throwing down. That was a beautiful.
Yo, that was a great.
I have not seen.
I got some of it.
10K Lord and the homie Erie went head to head. It was really an explosive kind of.
It was a match that, like, watching the Super Bowl.
We ain't seen good Halo like that in a while.
I haven't seen no Halo match.
And once again,
Halo, bro,
because playing with your friends. And why was it memorable?
Because it was with our peoples, bro. It was with our
because
people.
You experienced a video game between two great players that you knew, that you loved, that you
knew.
Right.
They were going to win. You knew one of them was going to win. You knew that.
I don't know all those guys in the championship.
I don't know.
I don't know those guys, and I don't give a f. People play Halo with me and be like, hey, do you know Snipe Down? Snipe Down can suck a I don't give a f. You know what I'm saying? I'm 41 years old. I don't give a f about Snipe Down. He can go. I don't sit in the house and play video games every day. I said I love video games.
Yeah, that's it.
I wish I could play video games.
Yeah.
I take this time so I could talk about video games. I like video games so much. But no, I don't have the time that I used to have when I was a kid. And we don't have the money and the economic environment that we had when we were growing up. And games have changed, and dating has changed, and the internet has changed. And that's why we make this podcast, to compare those things and measure those things and kind of do a personal checkup, some personal enrichment to see and feel where we're going in the world. But I realize that there is an important place for cosmetics in games.
Yes.
And honestly, bridging the gap, people like my son have taught me that. There really is something cool about you being in the video game.
Yeah.
There is something cool about you being in the movie. Just like those books when we were kids, when you could pick the ending, you know what I mean?
And go to the certain pages that have the ending of the story.
ICG Songbird, she plays a lot of Consequence style games, like The Walking Dead and all of them, and you have to kind of choose your path as you go along the game. I think they're more fun to play, but definitely cool nonetheless.
They're fun to watch too.
The RP,
they're fun to watch.
The RP aspect of it, so I can see the satisfaction. I can see the fun and the exploration and the adventure in jumping in games that are immersible on a psychological level. I definitely can. But I think you gotta, I think it's fair and encouraged to have, if we're going to have the metaverse and we're going to have VR now, and we're going in augmented reality, and it looks like the game in the real world are going to become one thing.
Yes.
And I don't think there's anything that I can do to stop it. If you dare listen to this podcast and start throwing a temper tantrum, because I tell you that there's nothing you can do about it. There's nothing that I can do about it. Doesn't mean that William made this up and it's my fault and it's the fault of the podcast. They have the metaverse and augmented reality.
These
and
are
VR.
real things.
And this is where, and with that, you're going to have, because microtransactions is economics.
Yes.
And economics are now in video games.
Yes.
They've been in video games
in all of media currently right now. Economics is taking an effect.
And I mean, if you're watching naked girls online in a chat room, they got tokens.
Yep.
If you go and see, you know what I mean? If you're gonna go and play patty cake with the e-girls, you know what I mean? Then they've got crypto and chat bits and Chime and Chattanooga Choo Choo and all the other, what's the other one? Cash App, Facebook Bucks and Twitch Points and
V-Bucks and all that.
E-Snips. Now, I think they do that when you're not supposed to have any more babies.
Oh, snap.
That's a vasectomy, right?
That's a vasectomy.
Well, yeah, same thing.
That's a V-snip. That's a V-snip.
It's a nice way of describing that.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it seems like to me...
The metaverse is going to be real. We're going to be seeing it more and more.
Jesus Christ. Well, okay, so we're customizing our banks.
Yes.
We're personalizing our bank.
Very much so, yeah.
So that's not about like going
You're
to find...
walking bank
we used to walk into the bank and they used to have a bunch of rules on the wall. We don't like them rules. So now you get to create your own bank. You are the DJ. You are the record label. Mm-hmm. You are Master Queef. You are. It's and it seems like the further we go here, we are walking away from each other.
Yes, definitely.
We're walking away from. Well, let's talk about it. We are. What are we? You're not a cyborg.
No, I am not.
You're not a microchip.
I am a
metaphysical, biological organism.
Yeah, from the woods.
From the woods.
From the
Chances are, we are a bipedal, mammal.
Mm-hmm. Yes, we are.
Mm-hmm. That was born naked.
Yes.
And we weren't born with these fancy microphones and wireless guitar, transistors and 4D and 5D and 6D and HD and curved screen and
we were given what Mother Nature gave us.
2K and 1K and 7. I think we're up to, what are we up to now? 50K.
I think is.
Do people even see in 50K?
I don't think the natural eye can see that.
I mean, when do we? There's so much economics behind that.
I know.
I can't see down the goddamn street and somebody's like, listen, man, if you're gonna play Halo, you're gonna need an 8K TV. If I showed you my TV, yeah, I do got an 8K. It's from 8K years ago. Yeah, I do got an 8K TV. It's from 8,000 years ago. Put in a pillow, put in a mattress and kill somebody with that shit.
It'd be a better weapon than a bulldog in Halo.
You know what they should do with my TV? They should put that and use that as the light shield. That's how serious my TV is. That light shield. Just grab Will's TV.
Yeah, that's
ain't nothing hitting you, man. They have to bring back the Spartan laser. The only thing to get through Will's TV is a 2-shot Spartan laser. It might be the one that you have on Warzone Assault. You had rec points to get that
Everyone.
Out of here. What's that called? Eye of the Believer or some shit?
Yeah, Eye of the Believer, I think it is, yeah. It's like green and purple.
So we customize our phones.
Yes.
We customize our... We've customized our religions. We've customized...
every aspect of our lives, almost.
It seems like the only thing we can't customize is economics. It seems like economics customizes us.
Mm-hmm. That's it. That's it, bro. That's it.
We can customize God now. We can customize you could be a boy, a girl, a rhinoceros. You can do that. Pretty soon, when you go into metaverse, I wonder if sex offenders are going to still be brought to justice, because in the metaverse, you're going to be able to be anyone. And if you stop anybody, then you might be lowering their quality of life, which could be considered a violation of the synthetic hate crime in the metaverse. Because think about it. We're customizing Spartans today, right? And you customize your guns. And what do they have on the guns? They have all the products and everything else. You're not going to have to work as you know it. So, but hold on. You can't be in the metaverse. They need to have this microtransaction thing for Spartans.
Yes.
Because think about it. How else is it going to be valuable to others, right? Because we have to manipulate ourselves into believing, pay attention. In society today, especially here in the great old United States, we value our existence based on how much we can consume.
Absolutely right.
Not the time we spend with each other, not water.
Nope.
Like water's pretty important. Water seems very valuable to me.
Water is super valuable.
You're 60-something% water, so it's got to be valuable, right? But you're not judged on how much water you have.
Nope.
You're not valued on what you know or You know what I'm saying?
No.
You're not you're only
valued
valued
on your knowledge. You're not valued on the technology that you have or can come up with, or your intelligence.
Right. That's when we go to. That's why when we go to concerts, we all bring our phones so we can take a selfie of ourselves.
No, instead of enjoying the concert itself, enjoying the band,
because
enjoying the people.
We've customized our value this way.
Yeah, definitely. I agree.
We've given full reign to economics.
Yeah, we're giving up our personality, our personas, our intellect too.
So I asked everybody a question. It almost
break that
It
down
almost
to 'em.
started a rage war on the internet. It was just a question. There's no wrong or right answer to it, and it went something like this:
Talk to 'em.
Would you feel like you would? Now you can only have one or the other, and you guys at home can jump in and answer the question in the comments as long as you don't fucking rage on yourself.
Do not get mad. This trigger warning.
I don't care if you get mad. Who gives a get mad? Just don't talk to me about it. I'll delete the shit out of you.
Early.
I'll delete you in real life. So, would you like to admit that, and you'd have to admit and you'd have to surrender to the idea and the truth that you, me, myself, I would have to surrender to the idea and the mentality that me, I am not powerful, and I am not responsible. I am not accountable. I am not me, William. I am not, we are not, me and William, my friends, but specifically me, I would have to admit and surrender and reveal that I'm not qualified for taking care of all the problems of the world and humanity and creatures. That's option one. So option one is, would you go the rest of your life right now, right here, and admit that you're not qualified to take care of everybody else in the world?
I'm not qualified.
Because, well, hold on. Because to say that is to say that you don't feel that you could bear the burden. Okay, maybe that'd be one thing, but like you would say over all things, out of all layers of things, you admit that you are weak. You are weak and unqualified to be fit enough to handle the woes and the needs and the you know what I'm saying, and the complications and goals of the world. Okay?
The real problem.
Right. And by you saying that you are unqualified, that is to also say that you don't believe in forcing others. At that point, you're giving up your opportunity to rule over everything.
Yes.
Because you're saying, I'm unqualified to rule.
Yes.
So I give up my rulership because I don't believe that I'm qualified to tell what to do. That's a really noble thing. What, you said you wouldn't?
I wouldn't.
Well, tell me now, before we go any further, just tell me why why. There's no right or wrong answer.
Oh, no, not at all.
I don't
not
care
at all.
how you deal with this. Because I really haven't asked you. I'm sure everybody on the podcast probably thinks that I have. Go yourself, because I haven't. That's for everybody who thought they could predict me.
He hasn't. And bro,
however, I did say that I would be asking you a question.
Yes.
This is it.
Yeah.
So, would you admit and surrender and reveal that you, Mr. Goodbarz, you're such a big dude, you're robust, you got a lot of muscles. I even saw you beat somebody up in prison. You are a serious dude. You can edit that if you want to. But it's a true story.
It's a true story.
So would you be willing to admit that you were unqualified to take care of everybody in the world, or would you rather rule over everybody secretly? Nobody's ever gonna know. You get to sign off, my man. You get to sign off on all living creatures, sign off on all the laws. Before anything happens, it's got to go through you, bro. and no one's even going to know about it. So would you either A, like I said, would you A, admit and surrender and say to everybody, hey, look, truth be told, I can't be trusted for this job. Mm-hmm. I'm a human being. Mm-hmm. I'm a bipedal, tropical animal that came out. I'm not a grasshopper. I don't identify with something that I wasn't born as. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I'm not a space creature. I don't care if we go into the metaverse or not. When you come out of it, I'm me. Yeah. I'm Tim. I'm Will. Yeah. We're human beings. We were born naked. We were born brown. Mm-hmm. We're born with our reproductive organs. We were born
who we are
this way. Yeah. You see what I'm saying?
I can't change it.
I'm not talking about English. I'm not talking about definitions. I'm not talking about identities and all the cute.
No.
I'm not talking about sexual appetites and diets and vegans and mushrooms, and I'm not talking about drugs. I'm not talking about cops and robbers, and I'm not talking about. I'm just saying if you can agree that you're for the conversation, you can agree that you're a biological organism on planet Earth, and I'm a biological organism definably as the English language will limit us. Mm-hmm. You would have to admit and surrender and reveal that you are so weak that you cannot take care of all of humanity. You would have to give up all the gold. You'd have to give up all the information. You'd have to give up all the power, all the women you could sleep with, all the mansions, all the protection, and all the bullets and the money and the vaginas a person could ever have. Mm-hmm. I something about vagina and bullets just really does it for conquerors. All, you know what I mean? Like if you're a conqueror, the first thing you're gonna have to do is have some vagina and some bullets. Well, you're not a real conqueror in my group. But the thing is like the other opposition would be if you weren't gonna be noble, then you could have the opportunity to rule over all in secrecy. Now, I have a feeling because it's not popular, it's not popular for people to be like, I want to be a conqueror. I don't care about what anybody feels. I don't give a about your laws. I don't care what the drinking age is. I don't care what the current rules and regulations and how we respect religion or how somebody's grandmother. I don't give a run them over. I get the keys. My turn.
Yeah, some people are like that, yeah.
Some, I'm willing to bet more than we think.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
I'm willing to bet more than we're willing to admit. And that was my reason for answering a question. And that was the reason why people started acting immature when I asked a question. That is the reason why people fell into a little temper tantrum, a little emotional temper tantrum when I asked a question. Even after I gave these sensitive all the rope to hang themselves, and I said, yo, stupid. I said, there's no right or wrong answer because I know you little dumbass is going to get your feelings hurt. So predictable.
Very, very.
That's because I'm an advertiser, and I realize how weak you consumers are. Even when I tell you you're weak.
Yeah, definitely.
Even when I tell you what the advertisers do, you look at me and stare at me blankly. Really?
Yep.
I can't sell you the truth.
Yeah, it's right there in front of you. It's right there in front of you.
So, my guess is, my prediction, based on the law of probability and the fact that we're a bipedal, microbiological, made up of, a million different organisms.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree.
By the way, we didn't discover microbiology until 1920 or so. Yep. Just for those out there who aren't fortunate enough to know. But yes, the whole of you is made up of other creatures. Yeah. All of your chromosomes are made up of other that were here before you, that came from other places. You are a combination of not you. You're a combination of other people.
Yep. It's not just you.
And all the stuff that you think about, all the language that you think about your thoughts in when you think. Do you think in Spanish? Do you think in English? Well, somebody taught you that. Yep. So everything that you are, the way you think about things, communicate with things, ABC, 1, 2, 3, somebody told you. So how can you afford to have such a big ego if your entire self is made up of other people?
I agree.
So why do you want to customize the world around you?
Mm-hmm. You can't do that. It's never going to happen. So
we're going to go into the metaverse. You're going to need a place to live, right? So you say, okay, so now you have cryptocurrency. You have, because there's already microtransactions, and they need to make those silver boots. You can't put the silver boots on in Halo. You can't put the cat ears in Halo and win. You can only look cool. You can only appear a certain way. You can't play the game better.
You can't. It doesn't even.
Having a driver's license doesn't make better drivers.
No, it doesn't. Not at all. And bro, to answer your question straightly, and adding no additives
Sorry,
to it.
I went on psycho mode.
No, you're good, bro. You're good.
There's a point.
No, it's definitely a point, and I just want to agree with you because me personally, there is no additive to it, no extra questions. I seen people trying to add things to it in the comments, like no.
But that's a popular thing to do when things I'm not. Well, bro, as adults, I notice even the young people do it too. It's a strange trend that's happening right now where we ask each other simple questions or we ask each other difficult questions. Not simple. When we ask each other questions, meaningful questions that are meant to challenge ourselves.
Yeah,
and when two things happen, responsibility or accountability comes into play, people run for the high ground and start talking internet.
Yep, that's it.
They run for the high ground, and normally because they're not looking at you in the face.
Yeah, big facts.
Okay? So normally they choose this kind of language. It's not English. It's not even economics.
No, it's not.
It's this really strange, transparent confusion, ring around the rosy, chase your tail kind of talk.
Yes.
Where I ask you a tough question. Hey, would you like to admit that you're weak and can't take care of everybody and you're not responsible enough, and admit that you're a person, and admit that you're only 140 pounds, and admit that you flap your girlfriend around, and admit that you got a drug problem, and admit that you lied on your taxes, and admit you can't admit it. You can't take accountability for jerking off to people you ain't supposed to stealing, to going behind your friend's back, to lying all the time about what you do, what you wear, or who you know. Using the internet to run around and pretend to be somebody you're not.
Big facts.
Because that's the big thing now. We're all models. Thing. We're all rappers, right? But none of you can stay on beat, and none of you can rap past 8 measures without having somebody punch you in.
Yep, facts.
You can't perform.
Real talk.
That's why you get upset when you take pictures and you ain't got the lights, the likes and the reactions that you're looking for. That's why you're emotionally devalued. They sold it to you.
Early.
This isn't a conspiracy. That's the way you really feel about yourself.
Big facts.
So when we pose the question like that, people like to make it conveniently confusing.
Yeah.
Because that's the popular
obstacles in a way
that's the popular thing to do on the internet.
Yeah. Obstacles.
Because everybody's a comedian. Everything's a satire. Everything is filled with sarcasm.
Yep.
Everybody's bitter, right?
Everyone's mad.
That's because there's only a few emotions that we're allowed to talk about, or there's only a few emotions that we're allowed to express on the internet. One where we're all pretending to be politicians and pretending to be people we've never even met. A place where we're all arguing. A place where we're all role-playing like we're politicians, role-playing like we're clowns and rappers and all these other people that we're not. A place where we feel comfortable, where we feel safe enough to insult people all day. A place where we feel comfortable enough to say things that we wouldn't in real life.
No, not at all.
A place where we're encouraged to argue with our neighbors about people and about policies
that we don't even have no hands in at all.
But that's the product.
Yeah.
I'm showing you what the product is. The product is there. It's there to encourage you to stay in them comment sections and arguing on them platforms and going back and forth because the people that built the internet know that the more time that you guys spend on these products, the more time you're going to spend on the flea market. It's a shopping center. And the way to keep you guys in the shopping center is to keep you debating and talking slick to each other.
Yep. Keep you right in the stove.
So, it was a difficult question for people, and I realized that it's not popular to say that I want to be a conqueror.
Yeah. Yeah.
But take the cameras off, take the police off the street, and I think that you have a creature, a bipedal creature that was born naked and came out of the woods. And I'm willing to bet that you turn the cameras off, that creature, most of them, as heartbreaking as it might sound, most of them will do whatever they could to step on you and get ahead. And that is a reflection. That's a reflection based on how we act presently to each other on the internet, and the fact that we're going deeper into it only shows us where we're going. Before we leave, I think it's important to know that this is a podcast, and we talk about games, and we talk about Halo and the internet and gaming in general, and we talk about real life. But in a world where the internet, games, in real life are starting to become one, there'll be a point when it's hard to tell the difference from each. So when you understand and outline our problems in language and communication because of the division of economics and skin color and religion and all the other fun things that happen on the internet and people bitch about, you guys got to remember that now that we're playing the game, we're going to soon be living the game. And before, when we were kids, game night came and you went in the closet and the family gathered around and you pulled it out. You counted all the pieces. You divvied it up to everybody that was going to participate in the activities for the night. You cooked your popcorn. You made your snacks. You made your phone calls, and everybody came over for game night. And you sat around and you had your drinks. And no matter how many times you played or went through the game, when the game was over for the night,
you put it up.
You swept it up. You picked up all the pieces. You organized it. No matter who won the game, no matter who lost the game, everybody was still friends. People laughed. People cried. People threw temper tantrums. Whatever happened during the game, people won, people lost. But in the end, everybody was still united. Even though that there was winners and losers and people came on top and other people maybe should have, and it was debatable, and there was conspiracies, and there was science, and there was luck, and there was gods, and there was creatures and characters. We all put the pieces back in the box. We put the cover on top of the box. And we put the game away.
That's Real Life Callouts, guys. Hosted by Savant and Goodbarz. Y'all have a great night.
This is Master Chief, Sierra 117, reporting from UNSC High Command. You're now tuned in to Immaculate Connection. Lock and load, and finish the fight. Chief out.
Real life callouts.